that's going to be a really tough job given Census's purchase of the Trading Post and also the purchase of a software company that provides small business solutions. How are you going to compete with a business that has a directory listing service, if you will, classifieds, and it's going to be able to bring those two together for consumers?
It'll be really interesting to see if they can. Very different businesses, and I think, but you know, in terms of what you worry about with your competitors, you obviously got to keep an eye on them, but at the end of the day, what you've got to do is make sure your business is really good and do the best job you can there, and that's what we're doing. So we'll keep an eye on Seek and realestate.com.au and Census and all those guys, but we've got some fantastic, if you look across Fairfax is the one everyone's attacking, so it's not like we're starting from a weak position. We have absolutely the #1 position in classifieds in Australia. We've got the stuff everyone wants, so and we've got assets like The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, which people would kill for.
I guess a lot of people would be surprised that you hadn't cannibalised your own business yourselves all those years ago, or not so many years ago, that realestate.com and Seek and car sales emerged. Do you now feel like you're clawing back that business, or you're looking at additional revenues?
Yeah, I think we internally, we don't, at Fairfax, we don't worry about whether online is cannibalising print or not. We just, with the online guys, we just say go out there and be #1. We don't, because you can't worry about it, because if online, print will do its own things to react and defend and improve its business, and there's lots we can do there, but online we just have to be really focused on being #1 there. So is there a big opportunity there? Yes, and I think our positions are really strengthening over the last 12 months. I'll give you an example of my career. My career in the last 12 months, we look very carefully at how many applications are getting sent through the site, job applications. And in the last 7 months, we've doubled the number of applications that are being sent through the site, from 30,000 a week to over 60. And that's really good progress. It's below the radar screen, you don't hear a lot of press about it, but what it means is that products are working better for the people who are looking for jobs and the people who are advertising jobs. That's the kind of work we're doing, and that's what will put us in a good position down the track.
So why don't you publicise a result like that? Why isn't that something that you...
Oh, we're not embarrassed about it. We're happy to talk about it, but it's really a result for the people who are advertising on the site see. And that's because the most important thing for us is that the advertisers who are using us come back and tell their friends, I suppose, about what's working for them. And if delivering results is the best way to do that. You can do all the wonderful marketing you like, but delivering results is the key to it.
Getting back to technology, so I guess there's a lot of technology that goes behind a classified site, and also your foray into mobile devices and even the television screens that you see in elevators. What are the technological advantages you have over a competitor like News?
I guess the technology it's out there and everyone can do it. What we have is a very good technical team, and we also have commercial people who understand how to use technology and work with the engineers and the technologists. So the technology itself, I think, isn't distinctive, but it's the way that the general managers and the technology guys that bring it together and make it work with the business. That's where we've got, I think, really good capability.
It's a strength in a lot of online businesses where maybe the salespeople have come from a print background and perhaps don't understand the technology as well, and maybe have some difficulty selling the product.
I think that's why one of the good things about having the online division has been set up quite separately from the print business. It's just a very different business, understanding technology and understanding how to use it is something that's distinctive to online, and it's something that's taken us 4 or 5 years to really learn how to do well. And I guess we'll in 4 or 5 years from now we'll know a lot more about it, even more about it. But that's something that's quite distinctive for us.
Do you find that puts F2 into a position where you become an educator of advertisers? Are there forums or seminars that you host to educate advertisers better about the technology that you are capable of providing?
Yeah, it's amazing how long this takes actually. If you'd said 4 years ago, in 4 years' time, you'd still be in meetings with major advertising companies around Australia talking about the value of advertising on the web, you would say, oh, really, is it going to take that long? Well, it's going to take longer than 4 years. We know that now. Because I think some of the big traditional agencies are still, some of them really get it and understand it well, but some of the major advertisers are still underweight or don't understand it as well as they should. So we do a lot of work with them on getting them to try it, getting them to work on understanding it. Ongoing process.
Moving on from technology, but still including this in the next question I'm going to ask you, what are the competitive advantages that you have today that you maybe didn't have a year ago in the market?
Okay, well, one of the things I think we've done really well in the last 12 months is start to work with the print people around classifieds. And because if you think about what makes us distinctive to, say, in the jobs area, what makes my career distinctive to, say, Seek, we have this tremendous flow of advertisers who've got a relationship with the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age, and people pick up the phone and call the Sydney Morning Herald to place their job ad. Well, one thing I think we're doing really well now is offering them bundles of print and online, and we know they like it because they buy it and they keep coming back for it. So I think that's an asset, or an advantage that we weren't taking advantage of a couple of years ago, but now it's working really well for us.
So that's also, would that be an effort also then to claw back a lot of the business that was lost to the new players in the classifieds business?
Whether you can wonder whether players like Seek or eBay have stolen business. I mean, every week in the paper there's 4,000 jobs in the Sydney Morning Herald. Online gets a lot more jobs than that because I think there are lots of jobs out there which never even made it to the paper. It's like eBay. eBay's a wonderful garage sale, but that stuff previously was advertised on telegraph poles and on people's fences. So a lot of things have now ended up being advertised on the web which previously just weren't advertised at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. On your sales organisation, I always think it's a critical component of a company because the great salesman can always sell a mediocre product. Not that any of the Fairfax properties are there, definitely the premium news brand in Australia. Have you looked at the sales structure differently in the last year? You mentioned that you're bundling your classified product, but outside of the classified products, say the domain banners, is that something that you're looking at bundling with offline domain advertisers?
I think in the sort of display end of advertising, we still work quite separately, and that makes sense because lots of clients, they book their online advertising through interactive agencies, and we line up with how the clients want to do business. So typically we work separately. We can do bundles if the clients want, but we don't typically. The sales channels, I think the sales teams we have at F2 Media and the classified sites, very, very good. And we've done a lot of work on finding the best people. We know we get the best people because we get them from our competitors, so that's a good sign. We're very pleased with the way those teams are going. The thing which I guess again has surprised us in the last 12 months is we're doing a lot more do-it-yourself advertising now, where people can come and book their ads online for the classified sites, and it's great. That's how they want to do it. So that's again a new discovery for us.
Have you created new positions then to claw back share? Is that something that you've been doing, or to intrude into new markets? Have you been creating new positions?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, no, look, I think that's right. You just got to keep watching. Where are the clients now? Who are they? And then you've got to make sure you've got a way to serve them. And that might be that might be by employing salespeople, or it could be that they're quite happy to book online. So you've got to just start with the customer, work out how they want to be served, and then you go about it that way really.